Hello everyone and welcome to Sunburned. Albino ranks every character in Disney Dreamlight Valley from worst to best. This video exists in the earliest of early access periods. We're still out here waiting for Scar and Buzz Lightyear and whatnot, so there are currently 17 characters to rank, and thank God only one of them is Maui. I've gotten every character to level 10 and completed every quest except one, and if you've played this game at all, I think you know which one. I'll be judging all sorts of things, who they are as people, how annoying their quests are, what gifts they like, and all of it will be very personal and biased. Also, there will be some story and character spoilers if that's even worth mentioning in a game like this, but here we go. Starting from worst and working our way to best. Number worst, Maui. Maui is the most conceited douchebag in the valley. He's entirely unpleasant to talk to, and you can hear him coming a mile out. Things just get more annoying whenever he's around. If he's not repeating his morning joke, he's probably just posing and doing his stupid little dance for nobody. I hate his dance. It's so obnoxious. The way he thumps his chest and claps and pretends he's surfing or whatever. Like, dude, you're facing a rock in the corner of the Forgotten Lands. Nobody's even glancing in your general direction. How do you manage to be more unlikable than the literal villain of this game? I'd rather have Ursula call me angelfish for an hour than listen to this wide piece of sea trash say you're welcome one more time. He can't even go anywhere. He doesn't fit. Are you failing math? Because you sure seem stuck on geometry. Maybe stop making me bring you like 8 different dishes for yours and Moana's quest. You've clearly got a problem. Why don't you wiggle that fishhook and shapeshift into someone who doesn't have type 2 diabetes? Number 16, Mother Gothel. At least she has the excuse of being a villain. They really put this old wrinkly hag with a silicone chest plate in the game before Rapunzel. What a decision. Mother Gothel's worst crime is that she thinks she's funny. Everything she says is just a blatant insult with a haha just kidding after it. She'll be like, hey, you look really ugly and disgusting today. Only joking, you look almost as gorgeous as me. Yeah, that's not a compliment because A, you're cheating with an eternal youth spell, and B, it's not working that well. When you ask to hang out with her, you do get the sense that underneath her entry-level sarcasm, she actually wants to and enjoys it, but then it just feels creepy because it's Mother Gothel. Like I'm waiting for Rapunzel to get here. Why am I hanging out with her canonically evil mom? That's gonna be a weird introduction. Hey Rapunzel, I've heard so much about you because I'm best friends with the mother who trapped you in a tower your whole life and killed your husband for a second. Will you please accept this bream and some peanut butter waffles? Number 15, Donald. Let's just say that if I go into Scrooge's shop to see what's for sale and Donald is in there, I come back later. I haven't seen someone trip this many times since I introduced Goofy to mushrooms. Donald can't take 2 steps without making the new Roblox oof sound and then proceeding to throw the longest and loudest tantrum of your life. It doesn't end. If I hear an oof, I find a door and I walk through it. Then I come back and I'm probably going to hear another one. I don't think Donald knows how to walk. It's good to see he's just as much of a pest here as he was in Kingdom Hearts. They really nailed the whole intolerable thing. The only thing missing is an enemy that absorbs fire for him to cast 18 fire spells on. Number 14, Elsa. Maybe an out-of-the-box pick, but this is the most bland Disney character in this game. The voice actress sounds nothing like Elsa, and she speaks and acts like a zombie. The only thing I kind of like is if you talk to her by accident and back out real quick, she'll be like, "Hi, that was fun." And in my head she's being sarcastic, and it's the only faint glimmer of personality she ever shows. I don't like the animation she does when she gives you things. Like for her quest sometimes, she gives you crafting materials, and the way she moves her arm is like she's casting a spell. Like, enough with the theatrics, lady, you're just handing me a jar. Also, I get that she has ice powers, but are you a polar bear? Do you have to live in a frozen ice lair? If I turn the heat up, do you melt like Frosty the Snowman? Why don't you live in a real house with actual furniture? You guys want to play ice tennis with my ice racket on my ice tennis court? Like, just try having real stuff for a change. I don't want to eat popsicles every night. Anyway, Elsa sucks. Number 13, Scrooge McDuck. Every time you go to see how much an upgrade costs and you don't have the money, so you say no thanks, and Scrooge is like, but this is a sound investment. Alright, give me something to invest then, daddy. How did this dude start out poor in life and then get to a point where he acts like he's never heard of the concept of not having money? This is a sound investment. Yeah, you would say that about your own shop, wouldn't you? Trying to take 50,000 coins out of my pocket just to add an upper floor to try and sell me some gross chandeliers and Lion King merch that makes no sense. Pretty sure they didn't have queen-size beds in the elephant graveyard, but okay. Oh, I hope there's not a leak in my money, but I don't know what he's saying. I've heard that line 100 times. Can't parse it. Scrooge almost never leaves his shop, which makes it easy to make a beeline for him whenever you have whatever gems and ore are his favorite things that day. But what do you give the man that has everything? I give him gold ore. I feel like I'm bringing a leaf to a tree. With that stack of coins he keeps under his hat, he literally has money attached to him at any given time, and he still finds it in his heart to extort me 40,000 coins over a dress that I'm taking their word for it being from a real movie, even though there's zero evidence of that. This dude will display a plain white shirt, pretend it's from Monsters Inc., and sell it for 30k. He can't keep getting away with this. Number 12, Ursula. Gross. Ursula's a villain, even in the context of game design, because she does her best to annoy you by pond hopping constantly while you're trying to talk to her. I'll see she's in one of the ponds in the peaceful meadow, so I'll teleport over there, and then right when I'm running towards her, she just dives underwater and pops up in a different pond like it's whack-a-mole. You ever open your map to find her, and she's just out in the middle of the ocean? It's like she's sentient and trying to escape. She's one of 2 characters you can't ever hang out with because we don't know how to swim, apparently. Not that I'm trying to be in deep, drownable water with someone like Ursula watching my back. I do kind of like the fact that she was harboring Prince Eric as one of her garden weeds the whole time while the forgetting was occurring, so you're running around doing quests for Ariel trying to find him, and Ursula's just off to the side with a knowing grin on her face. Very on brand. Number 11, Merlin. Aw, your first friend, and one of the more boring characters. Merlin should definitely be the ruler of Dreamlight Valley, though. We're just some teenager who got burnt out by life and left the Disney magic behind us. We might have rediscovered it now, but we sure caused a lot of issues, and now we just come back and face no consequences? Several characters lost the loves of their lives because wearing Mickey Mouse ears couldn't stop us from being a depressed, lonely dumbass. Everyone just wants to be friends with us again like nothing happened? In fairness, that does sound pretty Disney. Merlin was in the restaurant once, and he ordered candy like a toddler, so I brought it to him, and he was like, "All right, off with you now. Hello, that's how you treat someone who perfectly satisfies your meal request?" Merlin definitely doesn't tip. Although maybe he secretly hates us because he also thinks he should rule Dreamlight Valley, and belittling us in public makes him feel like he's in charge. Number 10, Kristoff. Kristoff is a liar, and a forgetter. Everyone's a forgetter, that's kind of the theme of what's going on, but Kristoff is even more of a forgetter because he gives up his memories of Anna in order to craft some spell to help the valley, which just makes Anna's questline play like the opposite of Minnie's and become very predictable. Kristoff is a liar, though, because he doesn't sell iron. He's got a quest where you build him a stall like Goofy's. At first he only sells sand, stone, and softwood, which is like, okay, why don't you just sell some literal trash to go along with that horrendous inventory? Then for his level 10 quest, you bring him some materials to expand his stall, which he specifically says are directly related to what he will be selling, so he asks you to bring him like a brick, some glass, either fabric or fiber, maybe some snow, I don't remember, but in that list is an iron ingot. So I'm like, hot damn, finally I can buy iron ore instead of spending 20 minutes getting enough for 5 ingots, because mining iron is the worst grind in the game by a huge margin. It's literally easier to get gold than it is iron, but then this absolute joker expands his stall and puts everything except iron in there. The inventory cycles on a day-to-day basis, but I checked his stall for 2 weeks. I saw fiber, fabric, snow, glass, bricks, coal, literally everything but iron. I'm not doing Minnie's clock tower quest until I can buy iron. I refuse. You want me to mine 150 iron ores by hand? I restored the whole valley for you already. Hire a slave. Get all 7 dwarves up in here and have them whistle while they work on my damn quest. Kristoff will forever be known to me as the guy who doesn't sell iron. That's his legacy until the devs make it right. Number 9, Wally. At this point I'm just annoyed because there's no keystroke for the big dot in his name, so I don't know how to type it. I'm using an asterisk instead, and it kind of works. Wally is a character where you're like, oh, that's cute, and then you think about what it would be like to actually try and talk to it, and the concept immediately becomes displeasurable. It beeps and boops and points at things. It's more of a pet than an actual friend, but at least you can give it your garbage and have it turned into neat, stackable cubes that smell like shit. Number 8, Ariel. Another underwater character who can make a career out of being unreachable, Ariel at least eventually gets the ability to walk around on land thanks to her doting prince. Except you still can't hang out with her. Huh? Is that just so people don't make her a fishing friend as a joke? Sometimes I give her a herring or a trout as a gift just to see the color drain from her face as she's forced to accept it and pretend she's grateful for what just happened. But honestly, she deserves it for making me craft her a crafting station she's never going to use. She gets points for giving you one of the prettiest dresses in the game though, so as long as I don't have to build any more statues of her boyfriend, we're cool. Number 7, Remy. It's a rat. Number 6, Prince Eric. At this stage of the game, I think Prince Eric is probably the most unneeded character. Like, is this anyone's fave? Was anyone like, oh yay, Prince Eric is here, a guy whose name I forgot 30 years ago? As far as nothing dudes go, Prince Eric is just a guy who gives you a diving helmet like I'm gonna wear that on my daily strolls. This was the first Disney character whose entire personality was he had a dog. And the dog isn't even here. I don't think you should be able to have a prince swap names with his dog and have it still sound acceptable. Like, if he was Prince Max with a dog named Eric, I don't think anyone would bat an eye. You don't have Belle or Mulan or Stitch or Simba or Hades in the game yet, but we totally needed Eric pronto. Number 5, Minnie. And here we are in the top 5. Congratulations to all participants. This is where I start having a mildly positive opinion of you. There is precisely one reason, and one reason alone, why Minnie isn't number 2 on the list. Okay, 2 reasons, but one is much bigger than the other one. And the big one is that quest. 100 stone, 100 hardwood, 200 clay, 30 iron ingots. 100 stone, no problem. 100 hardwood, bit of a grind, but once you can uproot stumps with your shovel, not too bad. 200 clay, let me just dig up the entire goddamn Glade of Trust real quick, and I'll be back in a jiffy. 30 iron ingots? I simply don't have the patience. This quest has been sitting in my docket for weeks, and the crazy part is it's not even her final quest, so I don't even know what she does for her level 10 one. Probably needs 50 more iron ingots, though. The second, much smaller reason is that I don't like that she tells everyone to rise and shine in the morning. Like, you're talking to people who are already outside. I am dressed and on the street. I'm not in bed in the middle of the road. Pretty sure I am risen like Jesus on Easter. Other than that, I thought her particular situation in Mickey's quest to bring her back to the valley was actually kind of sweet, and I wish more characters got recruited in unique ways like that instead of you just going to their realm and saying, hey, come here. Also, the bulk of my experience with Minnie is from Kingdom Hearts, where she's a literal queen, so I have some leftover urges to protect her heart from darkness. If they ever do a Kingdom Hearts crossover where Sora and Kairi or whoever come to the valley, I might have a heart attack. Number 4, Mickey. The king, and the first friend you actually care about, because Merlin's a weirdo. Mickey's quests are some of the only ones that feel like there's any real stakes to them. You want to help him reunite with his sweetheart, as he calls her. Christ, Mickey, you've been together for almost 100 years. The time to propose was back in the 30s. These mice still live in separate houses. Like, come on, Disney. We all know they bang. You've got Anna and Kristoff living in the same house. I think audiences are ready. Mickey taught me how to garden, he taught me how to cook, he taught me not to wear someone's merch in front of them and expect them to treat you like an equal. He's the heart and soul of the valley, but he's still just number 4. Number 3, Anna. I am not a Frozen fan, and as much as my teeth grind every time I hear Let It Go, the piano version that plays when you go in Anna's house is nice. It should have stayed piano and just never had annoying lyrics attached to it. Unlike Elsa, who has the personality of a damp piece of cardboard, Anna is energetic and fun and uplifting. Her vibe fits right in with Dreamlight Valley, even though she has to spend most of her introductory time trying to get her stinky reindeer-plowing husband to remember her. Come on, Anna, that was a gift. You could have had a clean break and found someone who doesn't need soap to be crafted for him. But the heart wants what it wants, I guess. Number 2, Moana. Same as Anna, Moana just has the right attitude to be here, even though she won't shut up about sailing. Did you know my people were voyagers? Yeah, I watched the movie. Thanks for the fish, though. How about a little less herring and cod and a little more lancet fish and white sturgeon next time, huh? My favorite thing about Moana is that she gives me a steady supply of crabs. And squid. I half expect her to show up and fill one of my inventory slots with Ursula's head. I like Moana, but the fact that the quest to find Pua doesn't end with Pua being a selectable pet is a crime. Also, I still see its little piggy footprints everywhere, like it's mocking me. Number 1, Goofy. I just think Goofy is like the quintessential neighbor. He's the character you'll be dealing with the most outside of asking Merlin to solve all your problems, because you'll always be buying and selling stuff at Goofy's stalls unless Kristoff does a hostile takeover. When you need to buy 99 pumpkin seeds, Goofy's there. When you need to unload the excess fruit from your highly localized and optimized foraging runs, Goofy's there. When you sell a bunch of gems and then immediately realize you need some of those gems for a quest or a gift, Goofy's there to say, sorry feller, no takesies backsies, oh. If I had one complaint about Goofy, it's that he puts way too much effort into fishing. You ever sit there and just listen to his sound effects? It sounds like he's trying to push out a stubborn log. When Goofy sees an orange ripple in the meadow, he hopes it's a bottle of laxatives. His starting house location is the best in the valley. It's right at the heart of everything, and it seems like that's exactly where he wants to be. so I moved him to the Forgotten Lands. Just kidding. My house is in the Frosted Heights, which is a location I enjoy thematically, but it does suck being away from all the important stuff. I could move some of that stuff, like the restaurant and Scrooge's shop, but then the plaza would be an empty thoroughfare and it wouldn't feel right for a new character to spawn into that plaza fountain and be greeted by absolutely nothing. Anyway, Goofy is just a swell guy and he deserves every ratatouille he orders. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe for more stuff. Follow me on Twitter at Sunburned Albino. Watch all my other videos with a diving helmet on, and I'll see you guys next time.